Hello and welcome back to Chasing Green Arrows. Today we'll be doing the predictions for Game Week 23. Game Week 22 just finished literally hours ago, and then just 1 day break, and then we're going into Game Week 23. You need to give me another word for thick and fast, bro.
I was just the entire time I was just thinking I'm
I know
gonna make a joke about Thick and Fast, and you just beat me to
you're
it.
waiting for it. But yeah, my co-host Sohail, how are you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. Nice to be back.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I mean, I hope you're doing well now, and it's great to have you.
Bro,
Uh,
nothing heals me like a 9-0 United win.
Yeah, man, that was insane. That was insane. What a game that was. United coming, they needed that kind of win. So these games are, starting again, man. Game week 23. Let's go with the first game. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Aston Villa versus Arsenal.
So it has been documented extensively that anytime I pick a win for Arsenal,
Same
those
thing's
fools
happening with
lose.
me. The same thing's happening with me.
So this time I'm just gonna go with what I think is gonna happen, and God Almighty can do His thing. But no, genuinely speaking, bro, Leno's suspended. Sideshow Bob is suspended. So there is gonna obviously be some rotation. There's gonna be some drop off in quality. Luis has made himself pretty much undroppable in this recent run under Arteta.
I
I
think
know
he was
Holding.
unlucky. His reputation got the better of him in that
It
game.
did, it did, it did. He's had more reds for Arsenal than he had in his whole Chelsea career. So make
Yeah.
of that what you will. Maybe it's the color of the jersey. I don't
Yeah.
know. But I think Villa will be looking to bounce back from the Messi Lingardinho uh, education lesson that they received against West Ham. So I think that this is the perfect game for Villa to capitalize on. Arsenal are under strength. They have some suspensions. Oba's coming back from injury. There's a few things going. It's not an injury; it's a personal matter. There's
Yeah.
a few things going on. So I think that Villa being full strength and generally, Dean Smith's got them playing well. I think that they should be able to win this 2-1,
You're going 2-1 Villa. Um,
2-1 Villa.
I'm going with a 1-all draw. I just feel that Arsenal, despite all the injuries and stuff, they're playing some really good football. I think against United they played well. Even in the last game, they were playing beautifully until the red card.
For sure, man.
I agree with you. There is a problem. I think Leno not being there is going to be a big issue, and they might concede like a bad goal in that sense. But I just feel that maybe the likes of Lacazette, Saka, they might be able to contribute and
Hey,
create.
man. I mean, right now Pepe, Laka, and Saka are all playing really, really well.
Yeah.
They managed to finally managed to figure out how to get Pepe to live up to some of his some of the hype that he came with. So let's see. I mean, for me, you're absolutely right that if those guys are playing, it's some really attractive football.
Yeah.
So you think 1-1, eh?
Yeah, I'm going 1-1 draw. Yeah, and then I think moving on, it's Burnley versus Brighton. Burnley, a couple tough games and tough losses, but Brighton, on the other hand, man, wow, they're an incredible
Man
run
like
right now.
Graham Potter, man
Yeah,
like
they
Graham
also had
Potter,
tough
bro.
games and they're killing it. So
That's it, bro.
it's both teams coming off tough fixtures. One like coming out successful, one struggling a bit. So your thoughts on this game?
I mean, I think that Brighton deserves credit to Sean Dyche for turning things around at Burnley. First
Yeah,
half of the season, first start of the season, they were really struggling. But Brighton, we've always said that they play nice football, but they don't have the results to show for it. But as of the past couple of games, they've been getting those results. Sure, they got lucky against Liverpool, but I'd make the counter argument that yes, they got lucky to score the goal, but then they did everything that they had to do to deny Liverpool from scoring against them, right? So I think that this is going to be a game where both teams are going to essentially cancel each other out. For me, it's going to be a 1-1.
you're going 1-1. I think that's fair enough. I just feel that Brighton are really like on a high right now, so I'd probably go 2-1 Brighton. Burnley conceded a few goals, against Chelsea and then against Man City. Even though those are class opposition, I feel
That's
that
it.
Brighton will trouble them. I just feel they have so much confidence, right? Going, so I'll go with the Brighton win. I think 2-1. A bit risky, but let's go, man. And next game, Newcastle versus Southampton, bro. Like, I mean, unfortunate they got a red card and that just changed their whole thing. But that was a red card, and they'll have to learn from that. A lot of youngsters now playing in that team. Tough times for Southampton after such a good start, and they're going to play against Newcastle. So you'd normally back Southampton, but what are your thoughts on this game?
I mean, for me, man, I think the biggest thing to note over here is just the sheer number of injuries that Southampton have. Obviously they got the red card for Bednarik rescinded on appeal, so that's good. He'll be back in available for them. But still, it doesn't change the fact that they have to play kids just because of how many injuries they're suffering. They lost a lot. I think even Musa Janepo went out. So there's just a lot of players that are missing from that first Southampton team. And Steve Bruce has got Newcastle playing a certain kind of way the past couple of games. They've looked a little bit more alive, a little bit more, a little bit more passion in them. So I'm actually picking a bit of an upset over here. I'm going with a 1-0 Newcastle win.
You're going 1-0 Newcastle.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'm going 1-1. Maybe
1-1, eh?
yeah, I feel Southampton might just get something. They need to bounce back, and they do have some quality players, especially going forward. So let's see how that goes. And then Fulham versus West Ham, bro. Jesse Lingard running the show. He's turning what do you call it? East London Stadium into a dance floor, man.
That's it. My
what a
man's
debut.
Millie rocking.
Yeah.
Millie rocking. Yo, listen, I was really happy. You guys know I blew up the group chat with the Lingard memes, Lingardinho memes. I think honestly, I'm really happy for him. Like I've obviously given him a lot of criticism over the past couple of years, and I think it's deserved criticism. But I'm just happy to see him. Great start. Played really, he played really relaxed. Looked like he was having a good time, and I just hope he continues to play like that. So for me, man like Moya is really bigging things up, doing things right. He's got them up to 5th. West Ham playing some good football. Thomas Susek, bro, what is this guy? Jack in the box, bro. It just as soon as the ball's in the air, you see just diving in from somewhere, bro, getting these headers. He's crazy.
I think in FPL as well, he's been the bargain of the season. Like
he's been the bargain of the season.
There's been some really good bargains there. But even Saka, I think, is a bargain. But this guy, man, is just next level. And he's had some quiet games, and suddenly he comes with 2 goals, and then he starts scoring another few weeks.
That's it. So for me, like, even though Fulham, we talked a little bit about Fulham doing better in recent games and whatnot, but I don't think that Scott Parker's boys have enough for the way that Moyes has got these guys playing right now. I have it as a 2-0 West Ham win.
I knew you were gonna go there. That's why I put 3-0. I knew you were gonna go 2-0 because 2-0 helped you quite a bit in the last game week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But yeah, and then moving on to the next game, Man United versus Everton. United are right now they're on cloud 9. There's no doubt about it. But they were helped with with the red card, but still to finish. You've seen games like where the team has a red card, it's difficult to break them down. So United did their work, but this is a fresh game and different. Ancelotti, he showed what he can do. Like they're in poor run of form, but then against a really good Leeds team, he just turned the tables on them easily. So I think it'll be a difficult game for United. So your thoughts?
I think everything you said, I agree with. Yes, obviously United benefited from Southampton going down to 10 men pretty much, at the beginning of the game. I think it was the 2nd minute.
Yeah.
But as you said, oftentimes teams that are playing with 10 men are harder to break down because it just becomes a very compact shape. And United put them to the sword. They were ruthless. That's what you need. It was good for our goal difference. I'm sure it did our players' confidence. Martial scored 2. Wan-Bissaka scored 1. Dan James scored a goal. Yeah. So, just all these players, everyone scored. Donny got some game time. So it was nice to see all of that happen. I think that United should really look to kick on from here. We beat Everton last time around. We played them as well. So for me, I'm going 2-0 United.
You're going 2-0 to Man United. I'm probably going 1-0 to Man United. Yeah, I think it's going to be a close game. And Ancelotti, I think, Everton's blown hot and cold. So whenever, I think these kind of games, like against teams who do play good football, like who attack, I think he has a set game plan. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. So I'm going 1-0 United, unless there's a red card, bro. Then it changes everything.
For sure.
I'm moving on to the next game, Spurs versus West Brom. Spurs been in poor form recently against West Brom. Sam Allardyce is doing a decent job. Your thoughts on this game?
I mean, what can I say? I've been talking about Jose needing to pick things up, change things around tactically. But I don't know how much of a change is going to happen. We all know how Mourinho tends to play. It's pretty established at this point in time. Obviously, Tottenham suffering from injuries. Harry Kane is a big one. Definitely changes their entire dynamic. I don't think it needs to change as much as it does, but this is the reality of the situation. I just got to say what's happening. And then West Brom have been pretty abysmal. Like Big Sam came in, had a couple of good results, but ever since then it's been pretty much downhill for them. So I think that this is going to be a 1-0 Tottenham win. I don't have high hopes for this game.
1-0 Tottenham win. They need a win. I'll probably go 2-0 Spurs. And then moving on to the next game, Wolves versus Leicester, very impressive win in the last game week. Madison with 2 assists. We have Justin coming with the goal, Iheanacho as well. They have a
That's it.
good system going. Rogers doing a brilliant job, I feel. Against Wolves, who will be booming with with confidence after that Arsenal win. We don't have our co-host with us, but you had plenty to
Unfortunately.
say about Wolves and the referee and everything. But still, it'll give Wolves a lot of confidence going into this game.
I think it will give Bulls a lot of confidence, but unfortunately, I just feel that they don't necessarily have the right. They don't have like the necessary talent to beat a Liverpool, a Leicester team that's in good form, especially away from home. Brendan Rodgers has pretty much almost a full lineup to select from. He's still missing a few guys. Obviously, he's missing Vardy and whatnot, but like we saw in the last game, you had other people step up. You had Iheanacho step up. You had James Justin score a goal. Matters got 2 assists. I think Matters coming back really gives them a different dimension to the game. Lets him involve other players on the team. So I'm saying look out for a man like Harvey Barnes. I think he's going to do well as well. And I just feel that Wolves don't necessarily have the cutting edge that they need to make a real impact against a team like Leicester that does have some real defensive quality, that has steel in the midfield. So for me, I'm going 2-0 Leicester.
2-0 to Leicester. I'll go 2-1 Leicester. I probably feel Wolves will score a goal, but yeah, I think I agree with all what you said. And then moving on, the biggest game of the game week, Liverpool versus Manchester City. Liverpool, it's been a strange season for them. They're struggling against the weak teams, but they're playing well against the big teams. So, some Robin Hood kind of stuff there. And then Man City looking crazy, man. They're like, defensively, they're looking solid. They're scoring goals. No Kevin De Bruyne, no problem.
No problem.
The likes of Gundogan, Sterling, they're stepping up. Credit to them, So your thoughts on this game? It's a huge game for both sides.
Bro, I think you raised some extremely valid and absolutely correct points over here. I personally thought that City were going to struggle a bit when KDB went down, but Gundogan stepped up in a big, big way. No striker, no problem. You've got a rotating cast of people filling that role up front. Sometimes it's Gabriel Jesus, sometimes it's Mahrez, sometimes it's Sterling, whoever it is. They're a well-oiled machine at this point in time. And Ruben Diaz, what a signing, man. Obviously, the resurgence and the rise of John Stones after being essentially the forgotten man when it came to City's defense, to making himself undroppable at this point in time, and just how well Ruben Diaz has been playing as well. I think it's fantastic. They have a great keeper in Ederson, obviously, one of the best managers in the game in Pep. And then Liverpool, bad run of form, definitely not getting the results as of late. They're playing at home. They've been vulnerable at home as compared to what the Kop was. The Kop was an impenetrable fortress. This season, that hasn't been the case. So as much as it hurts me to pick against City not keeping a clean sheet, I love my statistics. I think that Liverpool will sneak a goal, but City should be able to handle this 2-1.
You're going to one City. I think you made some really good points there about Diaz, right? Like center defenders have a big part to play in championship winning sides. You saw Van Dijk did it as well for Liverpool. So I think that's a very good point there. And Stone stepping up as well. Once you solidify the back, it helps you going for. City had no problems creating. So it's always.
It's
defensively,
always been at the back.
Yeah, they've been leaking goals, and it's not last season only. At the beginning of this season, they were leaking quite a few goals. So
until Diaz came in, man.
Yeah,
until
exactly.
Diaz came.
Exactly. So he's making a huge difference, and credit to City. I think right now they're looking like favorites to lift the league, but this will be that game, I think, pivotal game for both sides. I'm going 1-1. I just feel that Liverpool, to be very honest, I have a very different view than Liverpool fans have been very critical and everything, and rightly so, because they're dropping points against these weaker teams. But in every game, they've been creating chances. And yes, they're leaking goals because when Van Dijk is there and stuff, but it's the chances that they're missing are causing them problems. And we saw against West Ham and Tottenham, they they will score. They have the talent. So even without Van Dijk there, I think this Liverpool team is like solid. And I think against City, they will get the A game, and it'll be difficult to beat City, but I'll go with the 1-1.
That's fair. I mean, all I gotta say about that is that I think that, like, you're right. Obviously the defensive gaps, it is what it is. Like the whole season, it's been like that. At this point in time, you can't really say anything.
But
about that.
sorry to cut you off there. But what I was trying to say about that is, my main point was against teams which they're losing to, the defense is not really an issue because the ball's not really there.
Exactly. The ball's not really there,
The,
like even
the
if you look
defensive
against
problem will
Brighton, right?
come now against City,
Against City,
yeah,
exactly. But if we look at it like even against Brighton, you need someone up front who's clinical. Salah, okay, bless him. He is leading the Golden Boot right now. He does have the most goals in the league, but he is kind of inefficient as a forward. He takes a lot of
he
shots. He
has
misses a lot
bursts.
of.
Yeah, like he scores 2-3 goals, and then when he's not scoring, then other people don't really score around him. So yeah,
That's
they're
the problem. No one else steps up, right? Sure, Mane steps up, but are you really getting goals from midfield? Gini's not scoring. Thiago's not scoring, and that's not a part of their game. Like Gini more than Thiago is part of his game to score goals. When he was at Newcastle,
yeah, that's
he used
true.
to score goals. But that being said, it's still like their midfield isn't like Kevin De Bruyne or Bruno or these guys that are goal scorers. It's very much they're dependent on Mane, Salah, Trent, and Robertson, right? And they're not getting the same contribution from their fullbacks. And Mane is, contributing, but I feel like, you need, and I've said this again and again, you need Bobby to step up, and he just doesn't have that in his game. It's not part of his toolkit, and that's why Jota was really good for them. Jota added that additional cutting edge up front, and they can't get him back soon enough.
Yeah, no, 100%. Those are very valid points. It's going to be a very interesting game. I think City, even if they lose or they draw, they'll still be, I think, top of the table with the game in hand. So, I think for Liverpool, this is a much more much needed win. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. This pans. I'm really excited for this game. And then moving on, Sheffield versus Chelsea.
So.
I have
We
respect
saw
for Sheffield, man.
I listen. I'm loving the run that Chris Wilder's on. I think he's been doing really well, and I got love for them. They took my boy Dino on loan and made him into the man that he is. But that being said, I think that playing Fat Frankie and playing Thomas Tuchel are two different things. Tuchel's got that new manager bounce working from him.
Yeah, fair
He's
enough.
got Chelsea believing in himself, and more importantly, he's got them defensively being rock solid. Sure, against Tottenham didn't really press them. Against other teams that they played, it's been like they haven't had like a sustained onslaught on their goal, but I don't think that Sheffield has the attacking talent necessarily to be able to threaten Chelsea in that way as well. I think that right now the focus for Tuchel is going to be to make them defensively solid, to stop conceding goals, and then bring in the fluidity on the offensive side, which we're going to see more and more. So I think against Sheffield, unfortunately, as much as I'd like them to win, I'm going 2-0 Chelsea.
You're going 2-0 Chelsea. I'm probably going 1-0 Chelsea. The problem is with Chelsea is they're gonna get chances, but I don't see them being clinical enough, right? So I was actually planning to go against them in this game, but like you said, they will have that confidence, especially after the Spurs game. So
I wonder if Tuchel's gonna give old man Giroud a chance, because I think Giroud would play well in a situation like Sheffield,
100%.
where Sheffield's going to sit back and he'll give them that aerial option, right?
Actually, yeah, I would really play him. I think that would change the game, because I wouldn't fancy this as a Chelsea team, this kind of game, because Sheffield now slowly are getting that confidence, after beating United at home and everything. They have that confidence now. So, it's a tricky kind of game, but I'll still back Chelsea. I'd probably go 1-0.
That's fair.
And last game of the game week, Leeds versus Crystal Palace. Very unpredictable teams. Crystal Palace like to attack as well, so I see plenty of goals in this game. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I definitely see this sort of being an open game. Crystal Palace, they have some quality. Obviously, Zaha, they have Eze. They have some good players on there that can make a difference. And we see what's up with Leeds. Leeds, obviously their highs are high, their lows are low, but this is a very talented team, at least in the attacking sense. So, do I see a lot of goals? Absolutely. Do I see this being an entertaining game? 100%. I see it being a Leeds win 3-1.
3-1.
But I think this will definitely be a good mid-table, lower-table scrap to watch.
Yeah, I'll go 3-2 Leeds. I don't know why. I just feel there's going to be a lot of goals in this game. But yeah, I think that wraps up all the predictions. Just before we wrap up, I just want to say, Zoe, man, you're killing it in the predictions right now. You are a 13-point game week in game week 22. So that takes your total to 110. All right. And that's that's like a 16-point gap on me, who's in second place with 94, and then Abraz 92 and Ashish 83. So you're killing it right now. You had a 2-point game week the week before, and I think that pissed you off.
I'll tell you what it is. I had a 2-point game week to give you guys hope, bring you guys in, make you feel comfortable, make you feel like you have a chance, and then I crush you.
Yeah.
Because there's levels to this.
The thing which really was crazy that it was 3 back-to-back games. It was like game
Oh,
after
man.
game after game. I'm like, wow.
That Wednesday for me, I was just I
Yeah, it's
watched all those
unbelievable.
games because I was like, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir.
Yeah, you got them spot on. Let's see how this game week goes. Some really good games. I'm really looking forward to that Liverpool City game.
No doubt.
That's gonna be great. But I'll catch you after that. We'll probably do the play ratings for that. So I'll catch you after that and enjoy the game week. And yeah, man, just 1 day break between these games. So just have
Thick
some
and
good
fast,
rest
bro.
tomorrow.
Thick and fast.
Yeah, have some good rest and then be ready on the weekend, bro.
That's it, brother.
That's it.
Sounds
Take
good.
care, man. Have a good
Take
one.
it easy.